Welcome back to Monster Haven. Today is part 2 of how to play the game. Today we're going to be looking at both action cards as well as attachment cards. Now, these two cards and some others covered in upcoming videos are part of what are called instant cards. So, in Monster Haven TCG there are 3 types of cards. Monster cards, as you've learned about, instant cards, as I'm going to teach you about, and Haven cards, which you will learn about. Now, today, I'm first going to teach you about action cards, and then we'll go into attachment cards. So, let's pretend that your opponent has a Plorb Businessman in play. I'm going to keep it faced up so you guys don't have to, but if you were looking at them while they were playing, it would be upside down. And then let's say that their Haven is Crydropolis. You don't really need to understand what it does right now, just to have it be there. So, the first action card we're going to look at is called Operation Grizzly. So, when playing the game, you can play up to 2 cards per turn. Now, you can play monster cards or you can play instant cards. So, instead of playing a monster, you could choose to play Operation Grizzly, which helps you in certain ways a monster may not be able to. So, how Operation Grizzly works is deal 2 damage to chosen Haven and 2 damage to chosen monster. Then you get to draw 2 cards. So, if this were your opponent's field, or in play, you could play Operation Grizzly. You could play Operation Grizzly to deal 2 damage to a chosen monster. If they had more than one, you could choose which one. And then chosen Haven. Now, when playing in multiplayer, yes, this deck can run multiplayer, as many players as you'd like. You could do 2 damage to one opponent's monster, and then a second person, you could deal 2 damage to their Haven. This is a very complex card and versatile card, and lets you strategize in some ways that other cards may not be able to do. Quickly, Plorb Businessman's ability is deal. Once per turn, you may discard up to 2 cards, then draw that many cards. So, you can discard 1 card and draw a card, or discard 2 cards and draw 2 cards. Now, if your opponent had Plorb Businessman in play, but you don't want them to be able to use their ability, you could play another action card called Boo. Choose one of your opponent's monsters. That monster does not have an ability next turn. This is a good way to block your opponent from being able to use crucial abilities that will be able to help them win the game. Now, there are many different action cards, and I'm only highlighting 2 in this video, but it's supposed to just explain how action cards work and how they're able to affect the game monsters might not be able to. Now let's pretend for a second that this was your side of the field. If you had a Plorb Businessman and a Crydropolis, you could be able to attach what's called an attachment card if you wanted to. This attachment card is called Plot Armor. Attach this to one of your monsters. This monster gets +1 HP and +1 attack. So how attachment cards work is you put them to the side here, and now Plorb Businessman would have 2 attack and 4 HP because of the attachment. Now, some attachment cards help you and your monsters, while some attachment cards you can attach to your opponent's monsters and stop them from accelerating through their deck and through the game. Now, it is important to note, a monster may only have 1 attachment card at a time unless specified. So, if I were to attach this Plot Armor, not only am I getting its boost, but I'm protecting it from other people trying to attach an attachment to it. Let's recap. In this video, we learned how to play action cards and how to play attachment cards. This is a fun, exciting way to mix up your game from just monsters and abilities. Next episode, I'll be talking about resource cards and havens themselves. Can't wait to see you there.